Over the years, Kerry and I did keep up with technology, with VCRs, computers, camcorders, HD TV. We, of course, both began with beta, because that's all there was in the late 1970s. We progressed from beta to VHS, to Super VHS, to 8mm, to Mini DV, and of course, now we have memory chips and all that. Kerry actually sold me his first iMac back in the early 2000s. I think it was a G3 600 iMac or something. And I got that because I wanted to learn how to edit weddings on iMovie, and I really, really loved it. Yeah, Kerry and I began corresponding by email in the late 1990s. Once we both had a computer, we were on CompuServe, we were on a service called Genie, and we used Juno, and all those early email programs. So besides corresponding by mail and by telephone, now we had a computer. And of course, we added Skype to that in the 2000s. As far back as I can remember, Kerry always had a job in the photography business, processing, developing photos, whatever. His last job was a manager of a Ritz camera in Orlando, and he loved it. He loved going to work. About 3 years ago, when his health started to fail, he had to go out on disability. He could no longer stand all day. He couldn't work. He was tired. And it killed him because he wanted to work. He enjoyed going out to work. He enjoyed meeting the public. And it was frustrating for him because physically he just couldn't do it anymore. I don't know if you're aware of it, but Kerry is not from Orlando. He's originally from Poughkeepsie, New York. He went to RIT, the Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, New York for 4 years. He moved from Rochester down to Georgia, where he had his first photo job. Then in 1972, his dad bought a photo store, a retail store in Orlando called Frank's Photo. And Kerry worked there for many, many years. And when I met him, that's where he was working. The last few years, Kerry's health really deteriorated. He had 3 heart attacks in the last 10 years. He told me he was weak, he had no energy, he had a hard time walking, he had a problem with circulation in his legs. He spent some days totally in bed. He was just too weak and too tired to get out of bed. And he was on a lot of medication. He was on a lot of meds every day, so he was not in good shape. He did get to see his last granddaughter born in September of 2009. And the picture that you're looking at now is of Kerry and his newest granddaughter, Brielle, who was born in September of 2009. And this is the picture of a very happy and content man with his granddaughter. My last visit with Kerry was only 6 weeks ago, in October of 2009. And the picture you're looking at now is taken of me and Kerry at Jason's Deli in Orlando. Every time we got together, we had so much fun. He took me to different places in Orlando. We had certain restaurants that we liked to eat at, and we always had a great time. And we always shot a lot of video. And it was a tradition that on the last day of my visit, we sit down and we would talk about what we did, where we went during my vacation there. So that was always a lot of fun. The thing I miss most about Kerry, we were on AOL Instant Messenger 6 to 7 nights a week. Kerry and I are both night owls. He liked to stay up late into the wee hours, and so do I. And even when I get home from work at 2:30 in the morning, I would turn on Instant Messenger, and he was always there. And we could chat for hours. We didn't say a lot, but we could chat for hours. I'm going to miss that more than anything, Kerry. That's how we mainly communicated in the last few years. One of the last pictures taken of Kerry, probably, is this picture of him with his family on Thanksgiving of 2009, with him, his mother, his youngest daughter Erica, and his newest granddaughter Brielle. And I'm going to miss the guy. A lot of you will too. I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with him since 1979 in person, and he was a great guy. He's probably the most mellow, gentle, easygoing man I've ever met in my life. I never saw a spark of temper on this man every time I was with him in person. He was a very easygoing guy, and even though he was in bad health when I saw him in October of this year, we still went around town. He was still kind of slow moving, and he was out of breath sometimes. He couldn't do a lot of walking, but he'll be missed. He'll be missed. He was a very close and dear friend. We corresponded a lot by email, by the U.S. mail, by video letter, by CompuServe, by Skype. Every time a new way of communication showed itself to us, we took advantage of it, and we talked a lot. We were very close. We were on the same track politically. We had a lot of the same views. We were both very much into technology, into video. He, of course, loved photography, and when he did weddings, he could do either still photography or video. So he had a lot more wedding jobs than I did over the years because I was only video. My best goes out to Kerry's family. I know they're hurting. I'm hurting too. A lot of you out there that did know Kerry, I know how you feel. Well, we're missing a great, great guy. So he's gone. I still have a hard time believing it. I knew it was a matter of time because his heart was so bad. He had so many health problems. And it's very rough. It's very rough. This is Ray Glasser, Cleveland, Ohio, December 12th, 2009.